Ever since getting the xTool F1 Ultra, the #1 question that people ask me is how do they get black engravings on stainless steel? Oftentimes just metal in general. Everybody wants those nice, deep, dark etchings. But no one can give a straight answer as to how the heck they achieve that look. In this video, I'm going to go through what I've done to get that nice, deep, and dark black engraving on stainless steel. One disclaimer though, not all lasers are the same, so you might have to dial in your own settings. However, my settings will give you a really good starting point. So there's actually two methods that you can use to get those black engravings. The first is going to be doing a standard engraving at a really high power and slow speed. You might even need to make multiple passes. The second is using laser marking spray. The second one's not really going to lead to like a deep engraving, but it's an option, and it works for the regular F1. Let's just hop right on in and talk about my settings for the IR laser. Remember that I'm using the F1 Ultra's 20-watt fiber laser. If you're using the original F1 or another 2-watt IR, you'll need different settings. Don't worry, I'll give you those settings as well. See, I did all of the material tests. I did the grid array, and I went all the way from 50 power to 100% power. The thing is, the best way to get the results that you want is to defocus. I defocus 10 millimeters. That means whatever the thickness is that I have input into the xTool Creative Space software, I then add 10 millimeters to it. That actually ensures that you get more passes over the metal than you would if you were actually in focus. That's because the laser dot is bigger when it's been defocused. So you're gonna get a little bit of like overlap. It'll also give you a much less rough looking and feeling engraving that you don't have to buff out later. The first thing I do is send my design to the machine as a score. I do 2 to 5 passes for the score step. Then I switch the design over to engrave and send it to the machine with the exact same settings. I also do this for about 2 passes, but you can do more if you want to go deeper. The point of the initial score step is to make it appear deeper by fracturing the light against the hard edge of an outline. The settings are a simple 100% power with a speed of 50 millimeters per second. With the defocusing, that resolution will ensure that you get multiple passes of the larger laser dot over the targeted surface. One thing to bear in mind is that oftentimes the pure black that you see in photographed metal engravings is just the best angle of the light hitting the metal. You can see from my material test grids here that some speed and power settings look dark until you angle them differently. In fact, they're all shifting from light to dark or from dark to light. 10 points to house science. Now with the laser marking spray, you can use the IR or the blue diode laser. Really doesn't matter. I chose to use the fiber laser. The important thing is that you hit it with enough power and heat to trigger the chemicals that are inside of it to basically fuse to the stainless steel or metal in general. If you don't hit it hard enough, it's basically gonna scratch or rub off, which defeats the purpose of it. Laser marking spray is also really popular for CO2 lasers to basically work with metal, because otherwise the CO2 laser cannot touch it. And again, typically a blue light diode laser can't touch it either. Usually you need an IR or fiber laser. The thing is, if you've got an F1 Ultra, you probably don't care about using the marking sprays. The F1 Ultra can do deeper engravings and achieve the black look without sprays because it's a 20-watt fiber laser. For the sake of completeness, I do want to demonstrate how it's used. Achieving a deep and dark engraving on metal may take several passes and upwards of 20 minutes or more depending on your design. If you don't have that kind of time, it's a good option to have in your arsenal. You only need a single coating of the spray and the right power settings to trigger the chemical reaction. I used the IR laser here, but probably would have gotten even better results if I had used the blue laser. See, the thing is, the IR laser is going to react differently with the metal in the spray. I likely would have gotten an even darker result with the blue laser option. You can only do 1 pass when using marking spray. Any additional passes will negate the benefits of the spray and essentially blast it off of the metal surface. This option also won't yield deep engravings no matter how much power you throw at it. So there you have it. Those are my 2 techniques for getting those nice black engravings on stainless steel. If you have any questions or suggestions on another way of doing it, please feel free to leave that in the comments section below the video. Feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel to receive more tips and tricks just like this. Thank you so much and goodbye.